This week's edition of Grappler's Keep is brought to you once again by Diet Water. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And as yet another bit of nasty cold winter weather rolls in, whether you're just bundling up to keep warm, if you're busy building things or disassembling things or cleaning up after all the havoc of doing one or the other, make sure you take out time for yourself, take time to relax, and make sure you keep yourself well hydrated. And the best way to do that is with that one product that has all of that great water taste, but still none of those dreaded water calories that are going to mess up your New Year's resolution for the year. The one, the only, Diet Water. This product's only available in stores where it's sold. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are time zone-wise on this island earth. This is Kentucky Hawkeye, KY Hawkeye, your host here for Hawkeye's Old Time Gaming Emporium. It is Saturday night, so Virgil, the caramel cyborg behind the counter there, is our soda jerk. He's busy getting ready our famous 1, 2, 3 parfaits. Those are our specials here tonight. And Tori over there, our car hop waitress, is going to take you to your favorite table or booth, or maybe you're part of the cool dudes that sit at the serving counter there and get to sit and spin around on those foam stools. Either way, we'll get you all settled in and ready to go, because Saturday night is also the night for Grappler's Keep, our WWE 2K25 universe, where a number of characters from all of your favorite tabletop RPG genres compete in a ring that we lovingly call the Dice Tray. Even more now, because I've made a slight change to the look of the ring that I think everyone's going to like. So we will see that here tonight. We are just a few weeks away from our next premium live event, the Fiendish Stockade, our version of Hell in a Cell. We got some good rivalries going on. At least one or more may end up being resolved within that Fiendish Stockade. We will wait and see what happens on that, but we have a lot of big stuff happening here. We've got some good rivalries going on. This is our first stream of Grappler's Keep for the new year, and it's only appropriate that we have a cash-in of the Hunter's Mark. Rufus Combs, our marshal out of the Weird Wild West, has successfully borne the Hunter's Mark 4 matches in a row. So he will now be cashing that in our primary main event tonight, as he will be making a title shot by turning in the title. He will get a title shot tonight against Novar Xanatrohn for the Master of Melee Men's Championship. Novar has had many challenges since he has taken the title on. Will he be able to hang on to this time? He's had some close ones before. The last one, where he was going up against Miney out of the 3 kobolds with the trench coat, became more complicated when Jarek Munka cashed in the bag of holding. And both Jarek and, at one point, even Miney were that close to taking the belt, but instead, Novar pulled out the victory and still holds the belt. Will he hold it after tonight? We'll have to wait and see what happens in our match later on tonight. So, let's take a look here. Hey, Wandering Silence, good to have you with us here. You will be see Goldie making an appearance here tonight in the show. I'm not sure if she's going to be wrestling or not, but we will find out for sure as things go along. So thank you all for joining us. And without any further ado, since we used all the ado making dinner last night, let's go ahead and get things started. The new year has come. Are you ready to jump in? Welcome to Grappler's Keep. All right, let's go ahead and get things started here. Let's look at tonight's card. Starting off, we have Varja going up against Jayla Fast Shadow. We have Pickin' Sarlana. We haven't seen her for a little while. She'll be going up against Lorana. Rulem, the new member of the Triangle, will be going up against Callius Lucidus. Killer and Sparkshard will be taking on the leader of the Triangle, Jardak Munka. In tag team action, they're going to try this again here. The bookers are. Neil Caillo and Feline Locke will be in a match tag teaming. Hopefully, Feline sticks around this time, as they will be going up against Crazy May and Devious Dora, the Hag Sisters. We have Ben Varde de Mustaine, part of Team Chemo, will be going up against Curtis the Pistol Pal. We have not seen him since he took the beating from the other two members of the Triangle, Jardak and Loro Dauda, him being kicked out of the Triangle. This is our first time seeing him, so we will see if he's recovered from the beating he took there backstage. Doxel Rusabin will be going up against Vin Blastim. And this is the match that we've been waiting for here. Rufus Combs will be cashing in the Hunter's Mark and seeking to take the Master Melee title away from our current champion, Novar Xanatrohn. And we also have a promo appearance between Goldie Boone and Chastity York. So, let's go ahead and get things started. All right, Varja, former member of the Shield Maidens. She and Gelna have officially split. They are no longer a tag team. They are in the singles division now. And she will be making an appearance here up against Jayla Fast Shadow, our halfling druid. This should be an interesting matchup here. Varja's straight power wrestling for sure. Jayla's going to be more of a technician type. So this is going to be an interesting matchup to see how well Varja does without a tag team partner to rely on. From what we've seen in the past, she does pretty good on her own as well. So let's head right back to Diet Water Arena. There we go, Diet Water Arena. Take a good look. As coming in first will be Varja. All right, we got her intro fixed. Loves to fight almost as much as she loves her armor. Making her way down. Now that she's in the singles division, everyone is taking notice, especially probably one current champion, Cheryl Aranoma. Whenever they're with this kind of a threat, and you'll see the ring has a different look to it. Since I nicknamed it the dice tray, I've changed the look of the sides and the inside so it actually looks like a dice tray now. So they are wrestling inside the dice tray for real, and Varja and Jayla will be the first people wrestling inside our actual dice tray. All right, looks like she's ready. And here comes her opponent. Solemn and devout to the land, just don't make her mad or insult the natural world. She is our halfling druid, and I know people who might be watching for the first time, she's no halfling, she's too tall. This is actually the shortest you can make people here in the game. Otherwise, she would be shorter. But Jayla is in the ring. She's set and ready to go. Lately had a decent run holding the women's Hunter's Mark. But now she'll be in sync without it and taking on Varja. That both look like they're set and ready to go. There's the bell, and here we go. And Varja comes right in with the strikes, following it with a Northern Light suplex. And now just got the stomps going. She's going at her hard and heavy here. Using those boots to stomp Jayla all over the place. Mocking her to get to her feet. And now they get into a collar elbow hookup. And Jayla pushes Varja off and shows strength. Goes for a kick. Varja blocks it. Gets in a kick of her own. Big strike there. And a pull down slam from behind. She goes outside the ring. She's going to the toy box. I didn't think toys were allowed in this match. Nope. And someone has something to say about it. It's Gelna, who's coming into the match interrupted. I think we already have a disqualification here. And Gelna's decided she's not going to let Varja get away with this stuff. Hits her with the slam. Jayla gets the arm over. I think to equate things out after the kendo stick, the ref kept the match going. No DQ on either side. Varja coming back in with the attack slope. Has her up. Hits the power bomb. Jayla almost stuck in a tag there, but didn't quite work. But not even a 2 count. Jayla Fast Shadow hanging in there up to her feet. Goes after Varja, swings and hurts herself. Thinks she hit the turnbuckle instead. Varja gets the drop on her from the top rope. Now pulls her up top. Gets the strike in. Jayla blocks it. Schoolgirl rollover. Complete rollover here. Nice pin maneuver, but didn't work. Only a 1 count now. Going for the face pull. Ripping at the eyes and jaw. Forearm to the back. Hard whip into the ropes and goes right into a Luthez press. And just does some ground and pound. Varja comes right up back though. We got electric chair going here. Nope. Face plant pancake instead. Goes for the pin. And Jayla was knocked out. Gelna tried to intercede. Despite the use of the kendo stick. But Varja gets the victory. Making her presence known. She could be working to wake herself up to a contender status for the women's championship. All right, we got Pick and Sarlano out of the sci-fi world going up against Lorana, our fawn out of the fantasy realm. Should be an interesting matchup here. Let's head right back to Diet Water Arena. Let me know what you think about the new look of the ring. I tried to make the image inside to look kind of have the 3D effect looking down into a dice tray. So let me know what you think of the art and the work on that. If there's, or recommend any improvements. As Pick and Sarlano, our traveler out of Andromeda, the most superior galaxy in the universe according to her. And she says she is its most superior wrestler. Nope, you just missed one match, Krellin. So we got Pickin coming out right now. Excuse me. Haven't seen her for a while. She's been on a literal intergalactic tour, according to her. She didn't take Gallius Lucidus with her, however, somehow. She snuck out without him knowing, making him all the madder as he wants to get back to the Delta Quadrant. But either way, Pickin is back and she's ready for action. All right, let me get some diet water here. Wash some of the sawdust out of my throat here. All right, here is Lorana. She's a fawn, a master of the Seder School of Martial Arts. Has been doing her best to prove its superiority as a fight style, and she's done pretty good with it. A time or two with the Hunter's Mark. No other championship belts around her waist as of yet, but things can always change. Getting herself set and ready to go. This should be a pretty good matchup. Pickens probably a little more of a power wrestler than Lorana is, since she's more MMA specialist and all that, but Pickens has some technical skills to her back as well, but starts out with a big strike there and goes right to the waist lock here, trying to control Lorana. Keep her busy so she can't use her MMA activity on her. Spins around, nice transition into a headlock. Has her down on the mat inside the dice tray. Cranking hard on the neck there. Trying to slow Lorana down. Lorana slowly gets up to her feet, trying to get that vertical base back. Gets underneath. Nice leg wrap takedown there by Lorana to get out. Spins her over into a skull breaker from behind. Collar elbow hookup. And Pickens just throws Lorana off. They hook up again. And into a wrist lock. Lorana trying to get in a position to lessen the pressure so she can get a move to get out. Now another twist and a nice arm throw there. Now a quick whip into the ropes. Pops up right into a spine buster. Rolls right into a pin. But only a 2 count. Pickens chaining some nice moves together here. Now here's the power. A deadlift into a military press. And just drops her face down. Waiting for Lorana to get to her feet. Quick kick. Wraps her up. Fall-away slam towards the ropes. Now going up top. Waiting for Lorana to get to her feet. And a nasty double axe handle right to the head. Lorana rolls outside onto the Eldritch Blast safety mats. Comes right after with a spear, but misses. Lorana hops right over it. Tries to get a strike in. The kick blocked, and Pickens holds down on the leg. Gets another punch in as the count goes to 2. Throws her right into the ring post. Grabs her up by the legs. And a power bomb onto the mats outside the ring. Goes in for another move, but Lorana kicks her away. Double hoof kick there. Now quick flurry of kicks. And Pickens gets to kiss the ring post as well as the count goes to 6. Now 7. Lorana waiting. And is ready for some more kicks. Nice little clothesline there to finish it off. Rolls her over. Goes for a pin right in the corner. But Pickens kicks right out. Not even a 1 count. Lorana back up on her feet. Another kick. Wrapping in an arm bar there. Submission or to slow down, but Pickens punches her way right out. Goes right to the wrist lock, but gets a forearm to the face instead. Now a throwdown by Lorana. Pickens looks like she's maybe running out of gas. Maybe did too much too soon. Lorana rolls over, and she's got the Seder lock hooked in, going for the submission. But Pickens, with that interstellar strength, gets up to her feet, punches her way out. Big arm strikes, forearm strikes there. Scoops her up. Nasty little body slam there, goes right for the pin. And only a 2 count. Picken thought she had it right there. Plenty of shock, but not enough awe. Forearm strike to the head, another one to the back. Another one, and she's just pounding all over Lorana right now. Pops up, moonsault from the top corner. Waiting for Picken to get to her feet. And now is going to go up top rope. Body splash from the top rope. Waiting for Lorana to get to her feet. Scoops her up. She's going to go for the Andromeda. Nails it. Hooks the leg for the pin. And that will do it. A good triumphant return there for Picken Sarlano. Big win for her. Good match. Lorana tried, but she was just a bit overmatched here tonight. And now, someone that we've been waiting to see ever since the big change. Rulem is no longer a superhero. He's gone back to what I guess was truly his villainous ways. He is now a member of the Triangle. Jardik Munka kicked out Curtis the Pistol Powell and has brought Rulem in instead. Rulem has joined happily and gladly into the fold. And now we will see him in action with the rest of the Triangle at his side as he will be going up against Callius Lucidus. And there they are, Jardik Bunka, Loro Dauta, and the new member, Rulem.
Making his way to the ring, representing the Triangle of Terror from out of this world, weighing in at 270 pounds.
At first, we thought he was a repentant supervillain that was paying his debts to society by being here at wrestling and paying off his debts to society through Grappler's Keep. We now know, of course, that was nothing but a farce. And now that the sentence is done, the first thing he does is join the Triangle along with Jardik Munka, Loro Dauda, shocking all of the world of Grappler's Keep. This is only his second match since joining.
His opponent from out of this world, weighing in at 215 pounds. Beating
All right, Callius Lucidus is from the Delta Quadrant. His accidental crash on Earth leaving him stranded here as our technology is not up to snuff with his worlds. Still waiting for his rescuers to come. Just no one tell him that Picken Sarlano skipped out to Andromeda and back without telling him. And he's going to be taking on Rulem, opponent he's faced a few times in the past. But now he's got help on his side here, and Callius going right at it, goes with a chop, but no, walks right into a hip toss. And a springboard moonsault by Rulem, already going for the pin, but only a 1 count. Big kick there. Has him by one arm, big knee to the chest. Stomp to the ankle. Big knee to the jaw. Stomp to the arm. Series of kicks, really got some height on that one. Waiting for Callius to get to his feet. Series of kicks, scoops him up into a fireman's carry. Right into a skull cracker, dropping him right down the knee, but walks right into a quick kick by Callius. Nice arm toss there. And now Callius getting some elbow shots into the ropes. Nice little clothesline there to bring him down. Goes right after him, pulling on the arm, doing the shoulder pull. Leaps up, knee drop right across the neck, it looks like. Now Rule M rolls outside the ring, outside the dice tray there on the Elders Blast safety mats. Callius went for some sort of body press off of the ropes, but Rule M rolls out of the way, now throws him into the wall. Big strike there. Callius strikes back, goes up. Nice little neck breaker there, rolls him over. Pulls the arm out and a double stomp right on the arm. Big stomp to the ankle, one to the other ankle. Injure that vertical base. Pulls him up to his feet as the count goes to 7. Throws him into the ring. Both in by the 8 count. And now he keeps the kicks up. Big high kicks and legs flying all over the place. He's waiting for Rule M to get to his feet. Leaps up. And leaping clothesline from the top rope gets him. Lore trying to get in the way, but the ref not paying attention, but only a 1 count. Doesn't matter. No distraction there for Callius. Pulls Rule M up to his feet, scoops him up. Big sit-out body slam. Jardik does not like that. Seeing that from his new recruit, pulls Rule M up, hooks him up. Hits him with the crash landing. And gets the victory. Is this another one of Jardik's plans? Only to result in failure? Callius Lucidus, much to Jardik's chagrin, gets the victory over Rule M. Callius took the blows, made the rally, and then hits the finisher for the victory. And now, speaking of Jardik Munka, he will be in our next match. The leader of the triangle, he will be taking on our high elf, fire elemental wizard, the one, the only, the glorious Kilran Sparkshard. And starting it off, it's the glorious one himself.
Making his way to the ring from Avalon, weighing in at 228 pounds, Kelvin Sparks.
Getting ready to make his way to the ring. Only the most glorious, the most fabulous, the most wonderful wizard of all of Avalon. If you doubt that, just ask him. He'll tell you and try to prove to you otherwise. Has done pretty well for himself here in the keep. Making his way up to inside the dice tray here. Bringing in as much pomp and circumstance as he can. Try to get the crowd going. Try to win them to his side. He's going to need every bit of pomp that he can get his hands on, as he's got quite the opponent to face here tonight. All right, looks like Killer N set and ready to go. Exiled from Neptune, where he ruled with an iron fin, seeking to conquer the world of Grappler's Keep. He is the one, the only, Jarduk Bunka.
Representing the Triangle of Terror from the city of Atlantis, weighing in at 228 pounds, General Shark.
The former Master Melee champion, he tried to get the belt again by cashing in the bag of holding during a title match between Novar Xanatrohn and Miney out of the three kobolds in the trench coat, only to have Novar win what became a triple threat match. Now he's brought Rulem in, maybe hoping to use his power to get at that belt one way or another. Thinking again to try to take control and be the champion. Kelran is set. So is Jarduk. Here's the bell, and here we go. And Kelran goes right in. Quick skull breaker right onto the knee. Goes right after Jarduk. Not a bad strategy. Don't let him get rolling, getting momentum going. Has him by both arms. Undefended knee strike to the head. And now he lets himself get distracted by Rulem, and in comes Jarduk with an elbow to the back. Pulls him up. Series of kicks to the head. Down he goes. Kelran let himself get distracted. You can't do that with the other members of the triangle there. Pulls him out into the turnbuckle. Forearm to the back. Pulls him up. Back into it now. And now he's going to whip him all the way across down. Nope. Into the side rope. And a discus spin elbow. Hooks the leg. But only a 2 count. Pulls him up to his feet. Has him half Nelson, right, falls it with a knee right to the chest there. Waits for him to get up. Springboard Superman punch from the second rope. Pulls him up, has him by both arms, and now just stomping all over the chest of Kelran. Loro Dowda encouraging him on. Jarduk goes up top rope. Waiting for Kelran to get to his feet. And a leap torpedo drop kick from the top rope. Goes for the pin. But only a 1 count. Kelran holding strong. Rolls him over. Deadlift into a power bomb. Flips him over. And now a running knee strike. Nice combination there. Rolls him to his chest, pulls him up. But Kelran's ready. Nice dragon screw reversal there. Goes for a moonsault of his own and nails Jarduk right in the back. Pulls him up to his feet. Clothesline. Another clothesline. Kick. Caught, and a nice spinning leg sweep there by Kelran as he gets some momentum going here. Pulls Jarduk up to his feet. Quick kick. Hits him with a shining wizard. Rolls him over. Goes for the pin. But only a 2 count. Waits for him to get to his feet. Goes for the kick. He's setting him up for the fireball and nails it. Hooks the leg. Goes for the pin. And a huge victory for Kelran Sparkshard.
Here is your winner,
Not a good night for the triangle. A huge victory here for Kelran Sparkshard. I think the other members of the triangle are standing there in disbelief right now. Out of nowhere, If all else fails, cast Fireball. All right. We have tag team action here. Last time we were on, despite the fact that Neil Caillo is our current lady holder of the Hunter's Mark, she has some contractual obligations she's trying to get taken care of, and one was some tag team matches with Feline Locke as her partner. And this is another one. Today they're going to be going up against Crazy May Ladle and Devious Dora Drek, the Hag sisters. Last time when we were on and the Booker set up this match, Feline left Neol on her own. She ended up losing the match, unfortunately. But let's see if things have been put back together, or is Neol in for more trouble? We'll soon. Let's head back to the Diet Water Arena and find out. Coming out first, there you see the Hunter's Mark around her waist.
Tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, from out of this world, the Women's Internet Fighting Champion, Neil
Neil
Caillo.
Caillo, she's from the sci-fi world as well, from Ganymede, one of the moons of Jupiter. Has no eyes, but can see in a sense by sensing things around her using psionics. And it has served her well. Her obligations for these series of tag teams ends after this week, so she will start bearing the Hunter's Mark for sure. Any of these matches here has been decided by management do not count towards successful bearings of the Hunter's Mark. Meanwhile, here comes her partner out of the superhero realm, our Cross Queen, Feline Locke. Supposedly the only place on her that's not cold is her heart, but she was kind of cold-hearted when she left Feline Locke behind, abandoning her in the middle of a tag team matchup. We'll see if she sticks around this time or not. Color me suspicious. Color me a little bit skeptical. We'll see what happens. Again, let me know what you think of the new look for the ring. I've done what I can to make it actually look like a dice tray. Let me know what you think of the art. All right, looks like they're one unit now as we wait for their opponents to arrive. There's Crazy May Ladle, along with her big sister, Devious Dora Drek. They are the Hag sisters, making their way down to the ring. Themselves set and ready to go. Crazy May looking around. All right, Doris Trying to get Crazy May up and going, and she has. And they're gonna make their way into the ring. And it appears they are ready to go. All right, it's going to be Neil starting off first against Crazy May. The ref is set. There's the bell, and here we go. And Crazy May comes right in with the quick kicks. But double hook down into a arm bar. Going for a quick submission early, but nope. Neil's able to maneuver herself around, get loose. We'll see how much damage is done to that arm. Goes up and now. Nice hook Hurricane Rana there. Throwing her down. Drop kick to the back. Neil, kind of a leaping moonsault of sorts there. Holds her down, but only a 2 count. Crazy May rolls outside, goes after Feline. Kicks her in the gut. Gut wrench flip into a suplex. Still has a hold of her. And it's going to go for another gut wrench on the Eldritch Blast safety mats, taking Feline Lock out. Has she forgotten that Neil is the person of record in the match? As the count goes to 5, the ref's trying to get her back inside. Neil just stands and watches. Throws her into the steps. Count goes to 7. 8. I think Crazy May has forgotten what's going on in the match. Now Neil goes after it. Goes after Crazy May. Helps Feline lock out. Headlock into a punch there. Resets the count. Grabs the leg stump puller the right way and the wrong way. Neil could have let it go on, but she decided to intervene for her tag team partner. As the attacks go on the Eldritch Blast mats there, safety mats there, throws her in. We're back inside the ring. Pulls her up, big kick there, chop, shotgun, drop kick to the knees, misses. Crazy May gets in a shot now, a running knee. And with that, she's had enough, and in comes Devious Dora. Gets a big flurry of blows there. Pulls her down and goes into an arm bar of her own. They seem to both want to target that arm of Neil. Series of strikes there. That arm still hurting. Comes in with some kicks there. Snapmare, drop kick right to the head. Pulls her up. Hard whip into the corner. Neil gets a strike in, and Neil goes for a hit there, but missed. Dora takes advantage. They end up running into each other there. But a quick Hurricane Rana before Dora can react, and now Neil goes to the corner, and Feline has done it again. Meanwhile, Devious Dora tags out. Feline Lock doesn't even go for a 1 tag, and now it's Neil on her own against the experienced tag team of the Heg Sisters. Only a 1 count. Pulls her up to her feet. Big strike there. Page turn there. Almost like a chop block. Keeping the kicks going. Moving all over on Crazy May. Has the spin going. Going up top. Flips around. Goes for the Jupiter Bomb, but misses. Crazy May wasn't there, and now Neil whipped hard in the corner. And now the 2-1 advantage will start kicking in. There's the tag. Hard whip into the ropes. Toe drop takedown, followed with an elbow to the back. Neil rolls outside to recover. And here comes Devious Dora from the other side. Catches her with a spear. There on the Eldritch Blast safety mats. Neil gets herself woke up, comes inside well before the 10 count. Whips Dora into the ropes. Nice Hurricane Rana. Neil's gonna have one thing on her mind: try to finish this as quick as she can before the numbers game just wears her out. Works her way around, working hard on Dora. Now comes back in. She had a change of mind of what she wanted to do. Pulls Dora up to her feet. Scoops her up. Fireman's carry. Puts her out. And a nasty enziguri. Pulls her up. Another big series of kicks. Face plant. Straight down. Crazy May looking for a tag. But Neil's got her separated. Goes up. Another bomb from the top rope. Hooks the leg. But Crazy May there for the save. Runs her off and now goes back onto Devious Dora. Kick to the back. Dora pulling herself up in the corner. Neil changes her mind on her plan of attack. Pulls her out. Face first in the turnbuckle. Elbow to the back. Grabs the leg. Wraps it around the rope. Undefended kick there. Goes to the corner. Frets a little bit, maybe catching a breath here. Now runs right in. Shotgun dropkick right to the chest. Neil celebrates, but Crazy May gets the tag. Doris tags out. And now Neil's got to go after Crazy May. Hard whip into the ropes. Shoulder block goes nowhere. Tries to lift her up for a body slam, but can't. Big elbows to the back there. Pulls her up. Hits her with the mushroom cloud. And now is waiting for her to get to her feet. Wraps her up. And she's trying to cast her into the Fey realm. Has the sleeper locked in. Neil fighting it. Elbows her way out somehow. Crazy May going up top. Big elbow drop from the top rope. I don't see how Neil's going to get up out of that. And she won't. No surprise, the winners here. The numbers game was just too much for Neil. Just too much for Neil. Now, this is going to be an interesting match to see. We have Ben Mustaine, our original men's master melee champion, member of Team Chemo, along with Novar and Doxel, you see there behind him. We'll be going up against Curtis the Pistol Powell, former enemy rival member of the Triangle, has since been booted out. He was viciously attacked by Jarduk Munka and Lore O'Dowta backstage. And he has just now been released and cleared to enter the ring again. It'll be interesting to see how well he does here tonight. Now that he no longer has the Triangle at his side, he's on his own for probably the first time in quite a long time. So let's head back to Diet Water Arena and see how this match comes out. United as one. They are Team Chemo.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Alliance from Avalon, weighing in at 232 pounds, Ben the Dragon.
All right, Ben Mustaine. See him on the left there. Doxel Rusapin on the right. Being led in by Novar Xanatrohn, our current Master Melee Men's Champion. He'll be defending his belt later on tonight. Now we'll be seeing Ben in the ring against Curtis Powell. We've seen the triangle in action. Now we get to see Team Chemo in action here. See how Ben does against Curtis, and more importantly, how healthy and well is Curtis coming into the ring. As we wait for him to come out. There he is. Out of the Weird Wild West, gunslinger, leader of the band of desperados that destroyed and burned down the Boone Ranch. He and his partner in crime got caught into a time loop vortex along with Rufus and Goldie Boone, finding themselves here. Kind of slung it for himself for a little bit, then joined the triangle at the recruitment of Jardik Munkin. Then, after a big series of matches where Rulem pretty much pounded Curtis into the dust, Jardik decided enough was enough. Get rid of the weakest link. They take out Curtis and bring in Rulem, and now Curtis finds himself on his own. Let's see how he does without the backup that he's used to having, whether it's the Desperados or the Triangle. There's the bell. Here we go. And collar elbow hookup to start everything up. Curtis gets position, pushes Ben into the corner. Separates out and takes a cheap shot there at Ben. So that part of the old Curtis is still there. Hits him with the forearm shot. Big stomp there. Throws the arm down. Moonsault from the top. He's going right after Ben here. But only a 1 count. Curtis probably feels he's got something to prove after what happened. Twists that arm around and now pulling back on the neck, going for a submission move. Oh, nope. Ben reverses that with a quick snapmare. Springboard moonsault of his own. Nails Curtis. Pulls him up. Series of kicks. That third one launching him good. Ben waits for him to get to his feet. Wraps him up. Collar elbow hookup. Doxel encouraging Ben on. Nice wrist lock maneuver there by Curtis. Has a hold of him good. Ben trying to get in position. Twists it again. Yanks on that arm. We have a raid. All right, launch the ice waffle cone crossbows and turn on the ice cream scoop trebuchets. That Tag is raiding us with a party of 6. You're catching us in a good match here. We have Ben de Mustaine, the Red Dragonborn, out of the fantasy world of D&D, going up against Curtis Powell out of the Weird Wild West of RPGs. All of our wrestlers here are out of different tabletop RPG genres. And we got us a good matchup here. Curtis the Powell kicked out of the faction, the Triangle, is now on his own. He's going up against a member of Team Chemo, Ben de Mustaine. They're outside the ring now on the Eldritch Blast safety mats, as Curtis is just taking it to Ben right now. Probably trying to prove to the world and everyone that he can wrestle without the Triangle at his side, as he's up on the top rope waiting for Ben. Shotgun drop kick from the top rope. Has a hold of the arm. Flips him over into the corner. Hey, SFC Stewart, glad to see you here. Thank you, Ted. Thank you that Lad tag for that wonderful raid here. Clothesline into the corner. Curtis waiting for Ben to get to his feet. Launches. Drop kick from the top rope. All right, we have it. There is a link there. There's a link there in here for you to get to Discord. Lyndon gave you a raid too. Curtis is waiting. Goes for shot and misses. Yeah. Thank you for sharing the raid along there, Lad Tag. We appreciate that. Moonsault again by Ben Damastane. Curtis holding himself up on the rope, and now a big boot just launches over the top rope in front of Novar Xanatrohn and Doxel Rusabin there. They stay out of the way so Ben can do his work. Flips him over and a running knee shot. Curtis back up to his feet. Ben goes for a shot. Curtis goes for the shot. Ben one out on it. Throws him down into the corner. Novar watching but staying out of the way. Pulls him up to his feet. Has him by the back of the neck. Throws him back inside the ring at the 6 count. Rolls in as well. They're both back inside the dice tray. Big forearm shot there. Has him set up. Ripcord right into a lariat. Ben standing over him, stomping his chest. Goes for a shot and misses. Curtis gets a kick to the hamstring from behind. Forearm to the back. Whip into the ropes. Nice power slam by Curtis. Hooks the leg. But only a 1 count. Plenty of shock, but not enough awe. Has him by the leg. Hooking it around, and he's going for the figure 4. He has it locked in. Ben punches his way out. Curtis didn't have it locked in well enough. Ben's still limping, though. Whip into the corner. Picks him up. Big knee kick. And Zaguri caught him from behind out of nowhere. Goes for the pin. And it's over. Hard fought match. Curtis desperately trying to get some credibility back. But the victory goes to Team Chemo. A big win there by Ben Damastane. As Novar Xanatrohn and the rest of Team Chemo celebrate a pretty good match there for Ben. And now, to follow that up, we get to see more of Team Chemo as Doxel Rusabin will be going up against our Goliath Bard, Vin Blastine. Let's head right back to the ring here. Vin has had a good turn of luck as well. Okay, looks like they're already set and ready to go. Wait a minute. What's going on here? It's Miney out of the 3 kobolds in the trench coat. Coming out. He's not interfering. No, he's got a chair set up. Says he's just going to be a spectator watching. Yeah, Curtis has had a bad run of it lately, Krellin. So he's going to sit and watch. And now, looks like the match will resume. Doxel gets the shot in there. Vin has been trying to put things back together. Oh! Nasty inverted DDT by Doxel. Goes for the quick pin. Big strike there. Leaping springboard moonsault. Doxel is our Blood Hunter Tiefling. Ben is our Goliath Heavy Metal Bard. Had a tough time of it last season. Has gotten off to a good start, but he's not doing well here against Doxel. I think the distraction of Miney has messed them both up. Big body splash by Doxel off the top rope. Ben's not been able to get anything started here in this match. Hard whip into the corner, but blocks that, and there's the big forearm shot. Nasty chops. Double chop there. Wrenches the arm, has him hooked up. Almost like a fisherman suplex combined with a clothesline there. Down he goes. Has him by the head. Hard whip into the ropes. Drops down. Picks him up, bear hugs, and right into a German suplex. Or belly to back suplex, anyway. Big running boot by the Goliath. Pulls him up. More strikes. Doxel not able to get anything put together. Now comes back with some strikes of his own. Quick kick there, right into a snap DDT. More strikes back and forth. Into the ropes goes Vin. Clotheslined over. And here comes Doxel. Jawing at Miney for a little bit. Now he goes after Vin. And now Miney's gotten out of the chair. They're jawing about something. And here comes Vin. Doxel throws him into Miney. Pulls Vin up and back into the ring. Springboard moonsault again. Vin just can't catch a break in this match here tonight. Rolls him over, and he's locking in the Blood Hunter. He's going to try to get the Goliath to submit, but a big elbow ends that just as quickly. Big strike there. Nasty enziguri there. Let's see what Vin's up to. The Goliath is going top rope. Big knee drop from the top rope. Mocking Doxel to get to his feet. Scoops him up. Big over the shoulder throw right into the bottom turnbuckle. Hooks the rope for the pin. But only a 2 count. Doxel pulls himself up in the corner. Here comes Vin. Big running boot. I'm surprised Doxel's still conscious after that. Pulls him away from the ropes. Pulls him away from the corner. Rolls him over. Locks him up. And now he's casting the sleep spell. Has it locked in on Doxel. And now lets it loose. I don't know why. And now the ground and pound from the Goliath. Has him up. Ref into the way a little bit, but goes right in. But Doxel counters it before he can hit the snapmare in. Doxel waiting for him to get to his feet. Pulls him up, and he's going to go for the demon drop. Hits it. Rolls him over for the pin. And Vin kicks out. Whips Vin into the ropes. Drop kick as soon as he comes off. Vin trying to pull himself up in the ropes. Here comes Doxel. Forearm strike to the head. Now he's going to go up top. Big leaping elbow drop from the top rope. Hooks the leg. Will this be it for Vin Blasteen? No, he kicks out. The Vin of last year would have given up, but now he's still trying to stick it out. And now Doxel goes for the ground and pound. Pulls him up to his feet. Vin blocks that strike, but walks right into a jawbreaker still on his feet. He's going to go for the demon drop again. He's got him wrapped up. Hits it. And this time it works. The Goliath goes down. Doxel, despite interference from Miney, pulls off the win. Big win for Doxel. I don't know how Vin had that going, but somehow Doxel was able to pull it out. And now for our co-main event of the night. One of the championship belts we have here in Grappler's Keep is what we call the Hunter's Mark. We have one for the men. We have one for the women. Rufus Combs, our marshal out of the Weird Wild West, is our current bearer of the Hunter's Mark. If you successfully defend the Hunter's Mark 4 matches in a row, you automatically, the following stream, whether it be a regular stream like this or one of our premium live events, you automatically get a title shot for either the Master of Melee Championship for the men or the Lady of Valor Championship for the ladies. Rufus, last time we were on, bore the Hunter's Mark for the 4th time in a row successfully. So now he is cashing that belt in, and he will be going up against our Earth Genasi, Cleric of the Forge, Novar Xanatrohn. He's held this title for more than a year. He's had several close calls in matches, has been able to eke it out, and now he'll have one of his biggest challenges yet, as he will be defending the title against the Marshal, Rufus Combs. Let's head right back to Diet Water Arena.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the men's undisputed Universal Championship.
All right, coming up first, he is out of the Weird Wild West. He was the Marshal, leading the posse, chasing after Curtis the Pistol Powell and his gang when they destroyed the Boone family ranch. They got caught in a time loop vortex, and he was one of the people brought here to Grappler's Keep from the Weird Wild West. He's gone from being the Marshal there to being the Marshal here. Here he is the current bearer of the Men's Hunter's Mark, Rufus Combs. You see the Hunter's Mark belt in his hand. He will be turning that in tonight in exchange for this title shot. Will he hold the Master Melee belt in his hands for the first time? Or will he, like many others, fail at the hands of the Hammer, Novar Xanatrohn? We will find out here shortly. Rufus is set for the match of his career right here. We saw them earlier. Team Chemo, named that because each one of these characters are named after chemotherapy drugs. Leading the way, defending his Master Melee belt tonight is Novar Xanatrohn, Earth Genasi, Cleric of the Forge, expelled from his temple because he refused to use what he said was inferior weapons to make and bless in his forge. And now he carries a chip on his shoulder the size of a warhammer, like the one he has tattooed to his arm. He is the holder of the Master of Melee Men's Championship. He is defending it tonight against Rufus Combs. He has the other two members of Team Chemo, Ben de Mustaine, Doxel Rusabin, by his side. Watching his back. Will Novar retain, or will we crown a new champion tonight? We will find out. This is the belt that they are competing for here tonight. This is the Master Melee Championship. Let's take it down back to the ringside.
Introducing the challenger from Albuquerque, New Mexico, weighing in at 228 pounds, the men's internet fighting champion, Marshal Rufus.
There's Rufus ready to go.
From Avalon, weighing in at 265 pounds, the men's undisputed Universal Champion, the unrelenting Blacksmith.
Novar holds up the belt proudly, as he has many times before. Will he get to do it again? Or is this his last time holding the belt? He hands it over to the ref. Shows it to Rufus, who says, yes, that's the belt I want to take home with me tonight. Presents it for everyone to see. And now, the time has come. Rufus getting set. Novar, game face going, ready to roll. Here's the bell. Our championship match is on, and Novar comes right out with a quick strike. Goes right to the waistlock. Wrapping around Rufus to slow him down. Those strong arms from the forge wrapped around him tight. And now rolls over, going right for the quick pin. But only a 1 count, a little bit early. But sending a message. Rufus ready, nice counter. Arm slam, reversal arm slam there. Big stomps with the boots. Slams the arm down hard onto the mat, and now stomping the water out of the mud puddle. Pulls him up, runs over to the ropes, goes for a senton, but nobody home. And Novar going right after him, big forearm strike. Now collar elbow hookup. Both of them struggling to get position. Nice move to get the headlock by Rufus. Has it locked in pretty well, pretty square tight on him. Novar pushes him off into the ropes, drops down, leapfrogs over, and a big elbow shot as he comes off the ropes. Has him by the arm. Now stomping on the hand twice, 3 times to make sure. And now measures him up. Big stomp across the face. Another big stomp. Another one towards the arm. Big elbow drop to the back. Sees Rufus crawling to the corner. Is going to wait for him to get there. And they'll come in with a boot right to the chest. Trying to squeeze the air out. Another big stomp there. And Rufus goes down. Pulls him up to his knees. Now all the way up to his feet. Big strike. A second one. A third. Has him in the corner. No, Rufus caught him with a knee to the head. And now Novar finds himself being stomped in the corner. Big boots to the chest. Another one to the back of the head. Another one. Novar rolls outside. Comes back in. Rufus ready for him on the second rope. Quick kick. Double axe handle. But I think Novar blocked it more than anything else. Goes for a suplex or of some kind. But Rufus elbows his way free. Whip into the ropes. Big knee to the gut. Into the ropes. Measures him out. Nobody home for the elbow drop. Novar has him wrapped up. He's going for the forge hammer. He's got him set up. He's going for the anvil. Hits it off the second rope. You can see some desperation on his face there. And now the pounding begins. Hits him up. Hits him with the forge hammer out of nowhere. Hooks the leg. And no, almost. That had to be like a 2.9. Novar goes up, top rope. Elbow drop from the top. Pulls him up into the ropes. Sideways neck breaker. Now Novar's going. The pounding continues. Quick kick. Sets him up. Has him up trying for a power bomb, but Rufus punches his way free. Gets a reprieve. Power slam of his own. Rolls him over. Has him measured out. And now the ground and pound begins. Novar may be bleeding from that last one. Big stomp to the back of the head. Another big stomp. Elbow, knee to the back of the head. And now Doxel and Ben distracting Rufus, giving Novar some time to recover. He gets up to his feet, and Rufus turns around but is ready. The quick strikes. Novar can't get anything. Another power slam by Rufus, waiting for him to get to his feet. Quick kick. Hits the quick draw. Hooks the leg. Do we have a new champion? No, only a 2 count. Pulls him away from the ropes. Goes in, measures the out, and elbow right to the chest. He's going to go for another pin attempt. And it's over! We have a new Master of Melee Men's Champion. It is the Marshal, Rufus Combs. Everyone, take notice. There's a new champion in town. And his name is Rufus Combs. Holding both belts now, he will be surrendering the Hunter's Mark. We will crown a new bearer of the Hunter's Mark. Next stream, we have a new sheriff in town. That's right, Krillin. It is Rufus Combs. And with that, we've had an ongoing rivalry between Goldie Boone and Chastity York. After Chastity interfered with Goldie's title chances at our last Premium Live event, she has the microphone in hand and is coming to the ring. Our family farm was the one destroyed by Curtis Powell and Belle Starr. Former women's champion. As the microphone. And looks like she's called out. Chastity York. Our steampunk girl out of the noir realm. Chastity interfered with Goldie's attempt to win the Lady of Valor Championship. So there's been no loss between these two. And she's challenging him to a match right now. And looks like we're going to get one. These two ladies are going to have it out right here in the ring. And Goldie coming right in on Chastity. Luthez press going right to the ground and pound. Walks right into a quick kick, however. Collar elbow hookup going on. Goldie pushing Chastity into the corner. Has her trapped in there now. Gets the clean break. Exchanging strikes with each other. Looks like Chastity's getting the best of it. Has her up. Hits a powerbomb. Goldie back up to her feet. Shot to the gut. Now hard whip into the corner. Big forearm strike throws her out. And catches her with a strike from behind. Now Chastity has her up. Quick snap suplex. Pulls her up. Big kick to the back. And the double neck snap from behind. Big stomp to the ankle. Now Chastity's going for the pin. Big stomp there. Rolls her over, measures things out, and a shotgun dropkick right to the head. Another big boot stomp there. Wrapping the arm around, and now going for the goalpost stretch, and nails it, gotta be destroying Goldie's shoulder there. She rolls outside to break things up. Goes up top rope, as Chastity sees too late. Goldie goes for a strike and overshoots and misses, and now hooks her up, and now is locking in an inverted figure four. Goldie's able to work her way free. Big strike by Goldie. Brings her over here to the ropes. And just clotheslines her over the top. Chastity slowly gets to her feet. Goldie watches and waits. Strikes her again and drop kicks her off the ring apron. And now this time she's going to not watch. She's going after. Big stomp. More kicks. Goes up. Big knee drop. Ever since Wandering Silence became her manager, we've seen a harder, grittier side of Goldie Boone. And you're seeing it right there. She's going up top rope. Waiting for Chastity to get to her feet. Leaps and a big body press from the top rope onto the Eldritch Blast safety mats. Goldie going right after her. Double axe handle to the back. Pulls her to her feet. Quick kick. Nope. Blocked. Elbow shot by Chastity. And now right into the ring post goes Goldie. Now Chastity's going up top rope. Waiting for Goldie to get to her feet. Launches and lands right on top of Goldie. Now big stomp to the gut. Elbow drop misses. Goldie moves out of the way. Big running clothesline there. Pulls her up to her feet. Has her by the back of the head as the count ref continues the count. Throws Chastity in. Now comes in as well. Big strike there. Has her up. Hard whip into the corner. Has her set up. Headlock and a shot to the throat there. Spins her around. Scoops her up. Fireman's carry. Look out, Chastity. You just rolled snake eyes. Down she goes in the corner. Goldie's got the boot right on the throat and chest. Squeezing the air out. Pulls her up to her feet. Whip toward the corner. Ref got in the way. Goldie doesn't let up, though. Goes right after her. Now is going to take her to the ring herself. Hard into the turnbuckle. Goes all the way out. Signals to the crowd. And now rushes in with a massive clothesline. But walks right into a big boot from Chastity. Brings her down to the clothesline of her own. Pulls her up to her feet. Wraps her up. And is going for the armbar. She's got the lever locked in. Trying to make Goldie submit out. And some reason breaks the hold. Waits for her to get to her feet. Picks her up. Hits her with the big body slam down. And only a 2 count. A lot of shock, but not enough awe for Chastity. Pulls Goldie up to her feet. Hard whip. Nope. Reversal by Goldie into the corner. Drops down. Hits her with the big spinning elbow shot. She's going up top rope. She's calling her shot. The old Randy Savage elbow from the top. Hooks the leg. Goes for the pin. And only a 2 count. She thought she had it right there. Goes up. Another knee drop right to the head. Chastity trying to roll out of the way. She grabs a hold of the ropes. Goldie right there. Throws her down. Uses the rope to get a look more lift for the stomp. Waiting for her to get to her feet. Goldie going up top again. Big tomahawk chop from the top rope. Pulls Chastity up to her feet again. Big strike there. Swing and a miss on that one. Chastity can't take advantage. Has the headlock. Hits her with the goat roper. Stomp to the back. She's going to go up top again. The Savage elbow again. Hooks the leg. Will this do it? 1, 2, and only a 2 count. Big elbow drop again. Now goes right for the ground and pound. I'm trying to get it back up, everyone. I'll tell you what's going on. Pulls her up. Goldie pulls her up, goes into the ropes. Double axe handle shot to the head. Waits for her to get up. Goes for a strike but misses. Chastity strikes back. And now there's this, we got a slap fight going here. Back and forth. Goldie and Chastity giving and getting. Big strikes back and forth. Neither one seems to be phased yet. Up Goldie block. She blocked. Chastity blocks away, and now we got a hockey fight going. Let's see who comes out on top. Looks like Goldie came out on the top of this one, and she's still going. Chastity barely on her feet, scooped up. Rib breaker right into the knee. Chastity trying to pull herself up in the corner. Goldie waits. And now comes in with another punch. Pulls her out. Face first into the turnbuckle. Pulls her up and out and right and through into the ring post. Down goes Chastity. Goldie runs in for a boot, but Chastity gets her boot up first. But Goldie goes right after her, elbow back by Chastity. Big clothesline, another big clothesline. Drop kick by Chastity. Hooks the leg, goes for the pin. And only a 2 count. These two ladies are leaving it all on the mat here tonight inside the dice tray there. Chastity waits for her to get up. Strike to the back. Pulls her up, whip into the ropes. Drop kick right as she comes off. Goldie tries to pull herself up in the corner. Elbow shot on Chastity as she gets in there. Eye rake through the goggles. Quick kick. Wraps her up. Goldie has her up to the middle of the ring and a power bomb. Holds her down, goes for the pin. And it's over. Goldie comes through with the win. Hard fought match on both sides. Wandering silence, you can be proud. Your lady's doing pretty well. You can see the toll on her face, but the smile of victory covers it all up. And that, everyone, despite the technical problems there at the end, brings us to the end of this week's edition of Grappler's Keep. We will be back next week with more action, as we will be having a gauntlet match to crown a new holder of the Men's Hunter's Mark, as we now have a new men's champion. What is going on here? All right, just let me out of the game here, people. I'm trying to sign out. Thank you. Anyway, so interesting turn of events here tonight, that's for sure, including a new men's champion. Novar's held that belt for quite a while. I did not know if anyone would ever take Novar from the title, but now it appears we have a new men's champion. We will see how that affects things here as we get ready in about 3 or 4 weeks. I think about 3 weeks, it'll be time for our next premium live event. That is the Fiendish Stockade, our version of Hell in a Cell. So we're going to have some interesting matchups here as we got to see who is going to be the new number one contender for the belt that is now around the waist of the Marshal, Rufus Combs. This could get interesting here, everyone. So, events coming in the future. Monday nights, for those of you who are not familiar with our channel, is Family Night at the Emporium. My daughter Bonnie and I are currently working through a game called Corn. It is a puzzle-solving mystery land kind of thing, along the lines of Myst and other puzzle-solving games. We've been having a lot of fun with it so far. It's been a pretty good challenge. I think we're nearing the end. I think we might be ending it finishing up this coming Monday. Wednesday is my Skyrim serial. I'm currently doing the most challenging roleplay ever. I am playing myself, magically transported to the land of Tamriel, and I'm trying desperately to find a way home to the real world, so to speak. So join me in my adventures here as I and my two companions, Lydia and Valendra, are trying to find a way to get me back to this realm, this world. And then we'll be back next Saturday with more Grappler's Keep, as we will be featuring a gauntlet match to crown the new bearer of the Men's Hunter's Mark. So that will be a great one for us to see here on when there. There's different ways you can help support us here. Obviously, watching us, you're supporting us. If you a follow is great support. Subscriptions are a nice one to have as well. Subscription levels, if you're a tier 1 subscriber, you get to be a manager like Wandering Silence is for Goldie Boone. If you're a tier 2, you not only get to be a manager, you get to create your own faction within Grappler's Keep, any combination of men and lady wrestlers that you wish to have in your mix. If you go all the way to tier 3, you get to become a wrestler in Grappler's Keep. So those are different things you can get with a subscription. Other ways you can support us, we have merch. I am wearing the official Grappler's Keep t-shirt here. We have t-shirts for Grappler's Keep. We have it for the Emporium, and we have that for our sponsor, Diet Water. We have hats. We have t-shirts. We have the insulated tumblers. We have the foam cozies, both the tall and the small, for your cans. We have stickers available as well. And if there's anything else you would like, let us know, and we'll try to get it set up for you. I also have an Etsy shop. I make custom GM screens for game masters and dungeon masters that are running home sessions of different tabletop RPGs. I'm currently making one now for customer, and I have 2 people in wait on there, but I definitely am open to your business on that. And I'm currently working on a new model, which I'm hoping people will like and hopefully will generate some sales intention as well. So that's another way you can support. Other way you can support us, you can go into Discord. There should be a link there here inside in the chat here. There's a couple of different links for Discord there. We have sections in Discord to talk about the games we have going on here. We have sections here for you to show off your creative endeavors. I make stuff. My wife and daughter make stuff. We like to support people who are creating things. So you can show off your creative endeavors there. We also have a special section in Discord. It's called the Prayer Closet. Here in our household, we deeply believe in the power of prayer. We know that it's real. We know that it works. We've seen it time and time again with our friends and family. So if you have a need, if you have a concern, if you have a request, please place it there in the prayer closet, and we will be praying for you. This isn't just a thoughts and prayers and then no one does anything. On Evernote, I have a running list of everybody who's on my prayer list, tracking who's there and how prayers are answered one way or the other. So we're serious about this. However, we realize that some things are kind of personal, kind of private, and you don't want all the rest of the world knowing about it. If that's the case, just use the praying hands emoji. We'll take that as what we call an unspoken request, which means God knows what it is. You know what it is. We don't know, but we don't need to know every nitty-gritty detail. All we need to know is the need is there, and we'll be praying for you just as hard as if we knew what was actually going on. So if you'd like that kind of spiritual support, please take advantage of it and let us know there in the prayer closet. Let's go see who is available to raid here tonight. See if any of our friends, we got all sorts of WWE people showing up here. What about others? I think Prax has her Witcher. Yep, she's got her Witcher RPG going with Werewolf Fields and Pope World Build and PB Plays Inside role-playing in that one. So we're going to go raid good friend of the channel, Praxagorathus, before you. So please come along and join us here on that. So until next time, everyone, may green be the grass below you, may blue be the sky above you, may straight be the path before you, and warm be the hearts that love you. Good night, everybody.
It is the best Twitch channel that is secretly an old-timey ice cream parlor on either side of the Mississippi, or the Rockies. And you should hear about the specials. Monday nights is Bonnie's Bonbons, cream extravaganza with all the float sodas and sundaes you can shake a stick at. I can shake a stick at quite a lot of Sundays, but there is also a Fudge Rodin Sunday special on Tuesdays, and the famous 1, 2, 3 parfait on Wednesdays, where wrestlers meet up in the squared circle to work out their differences with some healthy wrestling-style fisticuffs. It is all good, clean fun. Hawkeye's old-time gaming emporium. Their milkshakes bring all the gamers to the yard, and their content is more exciting than any Nickelodeon. Take your horse and buggy to their address, twitch.tv/KY Hawkeye.
This has been a Diet Water production.